Perhaps right now we are witnessing history in the making. Ancelotti is leaving. Xabi Alonso is already at the door, and Real Madrid is launching a massive rebuild. In this episode, only the hottest topics. Exclusive details, insider reports from Spain and Italy, transfer rumors, confirmed agreements, and even unexpected twists. What's happening inside the club? Who's leaving? Who's joining? Why might Rodrygo and Endrick depart? You simply must see this. Carlo Ancelotti will indeed become the head coach of Brazil. According to The Athletic, after lengthy and complex negotiations, the parties have finally reached a mutual agreement. Real Madrid and Ancelotti have settled on terms of separation that satisfy not only the club and the coach, but also the Brazilian Football Confederation. An official announcement of his departure from Los Blancos is expected very soon, likely on May 11th, right after the match against Barcelona. And this summer, Carlo will begin a new chapter in his remarkable career. His first matches as Brazil manager will be on June 5th and 10 against Ecuador and Paraguay in World Cup qualifiers. Ancelotti will arrive in Rio on May 26th, after which he will immediately announce the squad. His contract with the federation runs until the end of the 2026 World Cup, with a monthly salary of $625,000. There is also a $5 million bonus in case of tournament victory. And here's an interesting clause. The deal includes charter flights to Europe, since Ancelotti prefers living in Italy or Spain over Brazil. But the surprises don't stop there. One of the terms in the agreement is a friendly match between Brazil and Real Madrid, a clash the football world has never seen. Ancelotti coaching against his former club, with Vinicius, Rodrygo, Militao, and Endrick on his side, and on the opposite bench, most likely, Xabi Alonso. The venue remains a mystery, but there's no doubt the match will attract massive global attention. Ancelotti's move is great news for Brazil. His calm style and ability to build balance in a squad make him a perfect fit for the national team. It's no surprise the federation was so determined to get him. Meanwhile, in Madrid, plans for the future are already in motion. According to Spanish outlet Marca, Jurgen Klopp might be regretting turning down Real Madrid several times. Now that the club has placed its bet on Xabi Alonso, the German may have missed his chance, at least for now, especially since Bayer Leverkusen has made it clear. They won't stand in Alonso's way if he decides to leave. All that remains is to wait for official announcements. But one thing is certain. We're in for a thrilling summer, with new challenges for Ancelotti and a potential new era for Xabi Alonso. Real Madrid is entering a new age, and Brazil gains one of the most decorated and respected coaches in football history. Real Madrid is preparing for major changes. According to the Spanish press, the Madrid giant is planning a serious squad overhaul ahead of the new season. The club intends to part ways with several players who, in the management's view, have either reached their potential or no longer align with the club's current ambitions. Among those who may leave the Santiago Bernabeu are Lucas Vázquez, Jesus Vallejo, and Fran Garcia. The future of Ferland Mendy is also under discussion, as he has failed to establish himself as a key player. Attention is also drawn to the situation with David Alaba. Despite all his achievements, the Austrian earns a substantial salary, but has recently fallen short of expectations. Special attention is being paid to Luka Modric, a club legend, a fan favorite, and an undisputed leader in the locker room. The question remains, will the Croatian continue his career at Real? On one hand, Luka's experience and wisdom are invaluable. On the other, his presence may hinder the development of younger talents who need more playing time. Nonetheless, Real Madrid is determined. This is not a spontaneous rebuild, but a clear course toward rejuvenating the squad and increasing competition in every position. The club aims to maintain a balance between experience and youth, while creating the conditions for the team's long-term development. One thing is clear. The upcoming transfer window will mark a key milestone in building the new Real Madrid, a club with a glorious past and, as always, bold ambitions for the future. Real Madrid is preparing for a major transformation, and along with that come reports of potential departures, not only initiated by the club but also by the players themselves. One such case is Rodrygo. According to the Spanish press, the Brazilian is seriously considering leaving the club. He is unhappy with constantly being in the shadow of Vinicius, Mbappé, and Bellingham, despite his significant contributions to the team's results. Rodrygo wants to play for a club where he feels truly valued. And judging by the interest from top clubs, such an opportunity will likely arise. If Rodrygo does leave, Madrid already has a potential replacement in mind: PSG's Désiré Doué, a young, technical, and explosive player who could bring freshness to the attacking line. Real sees him as a great fit for their football philosophy. The only question is whether PSG is willing to let go of such a valuable talent. For the Parisians, money isn't a pressing issue, and Doué himself knows that he has good chances for consistent playing time in Paris. Interestingly, the clubs might even consider a swap deal: Rodrygo to PSG, Doué to Real, with Madrid possibly adding financial compensation. Given today's transfer market realities, such a deal could make sense. Another important topic is Endrick. The young Brazilian is also concerned about his lack of playing time and has openly expressed his desire to feature more often. He dreams of the World Cup and understands that without regular club minutes, his chances of making the national team drop significantly. Unsurprisingly, PSG is interested. In Paris, he could become a key part of the attacking setup, especially considering Luis Enrique's needs. While Endrick contemplates his future, similar feelings are reportedly shared by Arda Güler. The Turkish midfielder, despite his high potential, is getting very few chances at Real, and Inter is already monitoring the situation. In Milan, he could expect more playing time and be part of an ambitious project. Both young talents are at a crossroads. And as Martin Ødegaard's story shows, sometimes a change of club is exactly what unlocks a player's full potential. Who knows? Perhaps Endrick and Guler's true rise awaits them away from the Bernabeu. Real Madrid's defense has been one of the team's most vulnerable areas this season, and the reason lies not so much in the quality of the players, but in the string of injuries that plagued the defenders throughout the year. Early in the season, Los Blancos lost Dani Carvajal and Eder Militao, and were soon joined by the frequently sidelined Ferland Mendy. While replacements were found, the constant rotation affected the chemistry and consistency of the back line. Looking at the situation, it becomes clear that investing in the defense last summer would have been a much more strategic move, rather than focusing entirely on a star-studded attack. But now a new phase begins. With Xabi Alonso expected to replace Carlo Ancelotti at the end of the season, Real is anticipating significant transformations. Alonso favors a system with 3 central defenders, and for this plan to work, the club will need reinforcements in that area. According to Spanish media, Real has shown interest in Jonathan Tah from Bayer Leverkusen. There's a real chance the player might prefer to stay under Alonso's management if the coach takes over in Madrid. In that case, Tah could become a key piece in the new defensive project. Meanwhile, the club hopes Antonio Rüdiger can continue his career without serious limitations and form a solid partnership with the potential newcomer. Particular attention is also being paid to the left-back position. Currently, Mendy and Fran Garcia rotate in that role, but neither provides consistency. One is often injured, the other prone to defensive errors. That's why Real is considering selling both and bringing in a more reliable option. One of the main candidates is Theo Hernández. A former Real Madrid player, he is now showing maturity and confidence at AC Milan, and with his contract nearing its end, the transfer looks financially realistic. Theo is in great shape and reportedly ready to return to the Santiago Bernabeu. In addition, Madrid is closely monitoring Benfica's young talent, Álvaro Carreras. What makes the situation unique is that the defender only recently moved to Lisbon. Before that, he was a Manchester United player. This could present Real with an interesting opportunity. For most clubs, Carreras has a release clause of $50 million, but for his former club, United, the buyback clause is only $18 million. Madrid is hoping United will activate it and then resell the player to Real at a profit. That way, both sides benefit. United gets quick cash, and Real gets a promising defender at a better price. One thing is certain. Defense will be the top priority in Real Madrid's transfer campaign this summer. And if all goes according to plan, we will see a team ready not only to attack, but to defend reliably at the highest level. That's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video, and be sure to watch our previous video. It just appeared before your eyes right now. See you. Good luck to everyone. Goodbye.